Hello, beautiful Aries. Welcome back to my Tarot Nook. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate you all so much. I hope everything is great for you. I have been sick since October 26th. Went to the ER like October 30th. Started to do some readings earlier this week and my voice was like, nope. And now my voice is coming back. But I'm still coughing, so I appreciate everyone's patience. I apologize for not posting as much as I had hoped. There's so much that's happened this year. It's been nuts. But anyways, beautiful, beautiful Aries, for this reading, let's see what's going on between you and your situation or your person. What it is you need to know right now, where things are for you going forward. This will be for Aries, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising energies, okay? We have the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Magician in reverse, the Knight of Swords with the Three of Swords in reverse. All right. So we also have, wow, the Eight of Swords. Oof. And we also have the Six of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy, the World is in reverse. So, needless to say, Aries, things kind of feel like a little off tilt for some of you. Like there's some stagnation here. Somebody, I feel like there's an energy here that's kind of concerned. The hope is to have things take off and just kind of, you know, be together and kind of go on a soul journey, but things are just not consistent. It just feels like some plans might be falling through for some of you. It could feel like also there's multiple hands in the pot, so to speak, or too many people involved. So I feel like you're feeling a little disappointed here, Aries. There could be some disappointment. Some of you may be reconsidering things, okay, or seeing if this connection, this person is just tends to be all talk, no action. All right, so there's time to plan forward because things feel like they're struggling to move forward themselves from a connection perspective. The Ten of Cups here is also showing up in the reverse, y'all. I mean, current state of things. You know, things are not all happy go lucky. There isn't a whole lot of wholeness. The idea of oneness, commitment, kind of living like in a connection that's happy is just not taking off for some of you. The connection feels like it's struggling. Something is ending. There's a cycle here that also is ending, or so there could be an ending to a pattern or an approach. Okay, like something like cyclical could be kind of being put to like a stop here and being looked over, like kind of reevaluated. Okay, there's blocked intimacy. Somebody here is not feeling satisfied, or somebody's sensing the dissatisfaction in the connection. All right, the Knight of Cups is also showing up in the reverse, and I feel like we're dealing with an energy that may not have a lot to offer when it comes to love and relationships, or their emotional connection is not as strong as it is to be desired, or as strong as they let it on to be, kind of like the whole all talk no action type of thing. And I feel like somebody here is kind of, you know, there's a sense of detachment. It's just like somebody feels like they're going in a different direction than the other person. They're not, you guys are not like in sync. All right, there's a sense of emotional connection to some degree, but the emotions are not strong. All right, so the relationship could be a relationship, but the relationship is also not like on strong ground right now. Okay, there's just kind of a lot of mood swings and conflicts. Just somebody's just very playful, manipulative. It's not taking things seriously. I feel like they kind of feel like they can get things where they want it to be, so they're okay with how things are. Look at all these things up here in the reverse, y'all. So it's just kind of, can't ignore it, for one. But on the other high end of things, there's just manipulation taking place. And again, it shows like somebody's just not applying themselves. It just feels like one person's being the dreamer and the other person is the head shaker. Like, yes, 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 but there really isn't much action towards anything. All right, and so there could be some conniving taking place. So somebody that kind of keeps things so unclear or so inconsistent, or they don't give the full clarity, so it stays vague a lot. And I feel like here, you know, somebody's gonna have to have an honest conversation. Somebody can't, both of you have what it takes to make things happen or not happen, but I feel like somebody here is gonna have to have like a real, unless the direct form of approach is taken, and say, hey, stop the BS, stop the playing, you know, don't play me, don't manipulate me type of thing. It's gonna continue, and it's just because the partner, the situation, the partnership appears to be trustworthy on the outside. Things seem all great, but they're really not. There could be a lot of infidelity here taking place. Cheating doesn't always have to be sleeping with somebody else. Cheating could be just kind of giving time, love, and attention equally to somebody else or other people. Or it could just be a form of how you define cheating to be for you in your relationship, Aries. So I'm not here to give you a specific. If you're feeling like you're being cheated or cheated on, it's your feelings, and it's just coming through that there could be some type of cheating in that sense. So I feel like that's kind of keeping things driven away from like meeting goals. Just the depression things, well, depression, but it's more like depressive state of things, like kind of like weighing down, feeling heavy. Just there's no like clarity, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, there's just a lot of confusion all the time. Restless times, restless nights. This thing kind of does keep you awake sometimes, or it does eat at your thoughts quite a bit during the day. It doesn't have to be like sleeping, unable to sleep at night, but it could peak to some sense of anxiety and depression. Okay, just somebody is unable to move on, and I feel like the goal is not to be trapped. The goal is not to want to be trapped, but it just feels like somebody is trapped or somebody's hooked on somebody else and unable to let go. However, we have the Three of Swords here in the reverse, y'all, and again, that's not the best card to have, generally speaking, because it does feel like there's interference, intrusion, can't keep up with the person's stories or lies or whatever's going on. I just always feel it's almost like you want to leave a lot to fate, but even fate kind of is like kind of throwing some warnings at you, because there's a negative sense of manipulation that's taking place, with this being a Saturn card. The Three of Swords is a Saturn card. When Saturn comes into play and it's also in the reverse, there's like a restrictive energy here. We're controlling, manipulating, conniving, okay, limiting, hard seeing things eye to eye, generous when they feel like it, disgenerous when they don't feel like it. I don't even know if this generous is not the right word. It's a word. Ungenerous, non-generous, I don't know, whatever. So, but it's more like a psychological manipulation, psychological games, like mind games. Okay, I use the word psychological because it's just the word that came to my mind, but the best way to say is just like a lot of mind games is going on. There's room for recovery here. Somebody's optimistic. Okay, so the hope is to salvage something or maintain something here. And because somebody wants to heal their heart. But there's just so much that's still unknown, so much healing that needs to take place that's not taking place right now. A lot of sense of isolation is going on. All right, so I feel like what you need to know right now is just like there's an energy that blindly or intentionally blindly isolates or isolates problems or truths. Okay, it feels like there could be playing, like a game where they're not being fair. All right, so whether it's a mind game, they're not being fair. Whether they're trying to be honest, they're not being fair about that. Something just kind of keeps you feeling like you have to compete. Okay, and I feel like this energy overall, the desire here is, I feel like even if they want to take a leap of faith and advance something, because this can also be a card of action towards healing something, it just feels like they're held back, limited, restricted. Something's tying them down, something is withholding them. I don't know if it's because it's the Three of Swords. There could be another heart at play here. Or what's going on, but sometimes I feel like this person can, put themselves in a negative place of thinking, and as a result, they could walk back what it is that they wanted to offer, with the Knight of Cups being in the reverse. Okay, now in terms of like next step in this journey with this person, Six of Wands, I like it. It's a card of growth. There's pride on both sides in the sense of like, validation is important, being validated, being recognized, being loved, being like, victorious in having a connection that's thriving. All right, but there's also feels like there's somebody here that likes to be the center of attention, or they like the solo journey of being recognized as well. So it's almost like, maybe non-committal, again with the World showing up in the reverse. It just feels like there's never going to be some type of closure or completing a cycle of understanding when it comes to how things can be with this person. It feels like them being unpredictable is just part of how they like to be, or they like to stay that way. But I feel like it's not like they don't have love to give. It just feels like there's just a lot of things that happen at the cost of others, and so just like there's a lot of putting up appearances, right? Manipulation, saying things around the right people saying the right things around the right people for the right reasons to avoid problems, so this is somebody that's very skilled at being a good smooth operator, if you will. But in terms of like happiness and just like consistency, things just kind of, there's just a lot of, there's a lot of work. Okay, there's a lot of work. This is somebody that's just high maintenance energy. Okay, but I mean, the connection is there. It's not there. It's just that it's just not consistently on a certain dial or higher, I guess. Yeah. So Aries, thank you so much. And again, I've been very sick, so sorry if this reading is a little too short. I do like to have my readings be between 15 and 30 minutes, but it is what it is. I have been kind of getting better though. So 2 cards here. If the message is for you, claim it. If it's theirs, leave it for them. I don't know how to let you go. Yeah. I know we have a soul connection. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And then same with these 2 cards. Whatever falls towards you is yours. The other is theirs. We have, I still feel connected to you, but I've waited too long to reach out. Is it too late for us? And we also have, you were my home, and now I feel like I'm out in the cold. All right. So lastly, beautiful Aries, some self-love, some self-healing messages for you. I'll pull a card out. If you'd like to claim the reading, you can type this word down if you want. Your word is vulnerability. Your message is showing vulnerability is a sign of strength. You are all about strength though, Aries. All right. I love you all so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.